Alright, I'm going to put some materials on this car that I got from the internet. So I'm going to put the side view of this car right here on this box. So I started with a box and I cut one segment through the middle vertically and one segment through the middle here horizontally. And I sort of shaped the vertices around as simply as possible. And now I'm going to select the polygons on the side that correspond with the view that I'm going to put on. So for this one, it's the side view, so I'm going to press M. I've already got my material set up right here. So I'm going to slam this on over here. And now I'm going to unwrap. So I'm going to click up here and press U, go to an unwrap, and then I'm going to open UV Editor. I'm going to get this view over here as best I can and fit it in here. I want to make sure that my angle snap is on up here. That's A. I want to make sure the image is shown here. So I'm going to click that. And now what I want to do is first click this little button right here that will flatten custom. It's going to take your shape and it's going to flatten it out. So what I want to do is move this off the screen first, and then I'm going to work with this right here. But I obviously need to make sure I'm looking at the right view, so it is upside down. So if I right click, I can choose to flip it vertically, and now it's correct. And I also need to, well, that's about it. So now I'm going to adjust the vertices. After I have got the polygons on here as close as I can, I'm going to go ahead and move these vertices around here. So I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to go ahead and move these vertices together as best I can. So maybe over here I'll start moving this stuff up individually, like this. And over here, if I press F2, I can turn off the selected polygons and see what I'm doing better. I want these lines to be straight if I can, so it ends up straight across here. I'm going to do the best I can at the first time through, and then I can go back and adjust. So the first sweep of these vertices is to just get the basic shape close as I can, and then I'm going to go in and adjust them. Okay, I'm not really paying attention to the wheels. I'll get those on a cylinder later. I'm more or less concerned about the overall look. So now I'm looking here. Looks like I need to adjust this vertice up, this vertice up, this one up a bit. I'll adjust this up and over. Okay, I'm just going for the overall shape. Looks like the back end's a little screwy, so I'm going to do the best I can and manipulate that. Not in terms of the overall shape of the car here, but the look of the car here. So I'm going to do a little bit of sacrificing just to straighten this out. Okay, so for me, that's close enough of a view. What I can do now that I've got this shape, I can select these polygons because it's the same exact as the shape on the other side. I'm going to select this. I can right click and choose copy. Now I can drag and select these polygons down here and choose paste. Up, flip horizontal. And that is not at all what I wanted, so looks like I'm going to have to just ignore that. So I'm just going to ignore the side here. Alright, now I'm going to close out of this, convert this into editable poly, because what I can do is just use a symmetry modifier and mirror this side onto the other side, because that looks like garbage. So what I'm going to do now is select the front of the car. F2 toggles on and off red highlight, remember that. I guess I can select the roof as well, and I'll make a fix for the roof. But I'm going to apply the front image, which I've already created the material for right here. And now I'm going to go press UN, add and unwrap, click the Open UV Editor, turn on the image, and flatten custom here. And now I'm going to just break this car down into sections. I'm going to move all these polygons off to the side, and I'm going to select F2. I'm going to select this polygon and this polygon, and I'm going to flatten custom them. And now I'm going to adjust them the best I can up here. First with polygon, and I'm going to take the vertices, and I'm going to adjust the vertices. Just to make it look good here, not here. That's more important. The car, what the car looks like is more important than what the material on the unwrap up here looks like. Okay. Okay, I'm about done with these. Now I'm going to select the hood. I'm going to click Flatten Custom on that. And this is going to be pretty easy because I'm just going to make it fill in this section here. It doesn't have to fit exactly, as long as it is the same color almost, that's fine. It's a lot of reflections. Try to choose a section with less reflections. Like probably that right there is fine. Alright, and now I'm going to choose the windshield and do the same thing here. Shape the polygon first. Okay. Now I'm going to adjust the vertices. Whoops. Okay, since this is just sort of a sketch of a car, I'm going to be alright with it looking like this. I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to do the same thing to the hood or the roof that I did to the hood. So I'm going to select Flatten Custom, and I'm just going to scale it down real small and hide it somewhere on the hood. Like that. Okay, and you're going to find a picture of the rear end, and you're going to do the same thing on the rear end. Let's pretend I've done that because it's the same technique that I've been doing. I'm going to get into symmetry and the tires. So the symmetry, I'm going to click on the modifier list, type SY. First of all, make sure that you don't have anything selected here. I'm going to press SY on the modifier list, excuse me, and I'm going to flip it on the Y axis. As you can see, if you need to flip it, maybe you flip it here, it gives the opposite of whatever you need. In this case, mine is just the X. Yours might not be the same. I'm going to convert it into an editable poly, and then like I said, we'll pretend I did the back end, and let's do the tires. So I'm going to do a cylinder. I don't need all these geometry at these edges here, so I'm going to right click on that and get rid of those. Now I'm going to press M. I'm going to put the side view of the car on, and I'm going to unwrap this, and I'm almost done. So an unwrap, and then I'm going to open the UV editor. I'm going to pull the picture up here, select all the polygons. Actually, I just want this polygon right here. So if I select that, I will click Flatten Custom. I'll move all this to the side. And what is going on? And now I'm going to move this over top of one of these tires. Scale it down and move it over. Place it right in the middle of that tire the best I can, and then try to scale it uniformly so it looks all right on this picture. It's not going to look perfect. Line it up the best you can in the middle. I'm going to say that's all right for me. And I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees. line it up and scale it the best I can over this tire here. And once I get this over here, I am good to go to copy this on all sides of the car. And that'll be a car. As you see here, I've got this picture on the other side. I'm just going to go ahead and press Control I to select the opposite of that polygon that I've selected. I'm going to make a black material and pop it on there so it looks like a tire. So not completely black, but kind of grayish. And I'll just slap it on. And I'll slide it in here like so. So I'll just copy that over. Alright, now I'm going to select both of these. I'm going to press E for rotate, hold shift, drag it 180 degrees. Be careful to not deselect it, and drag it over. Looks like my car needs to flatten out a bit. So I'm going to scale it, and I don't mean flatten out, I mean widen out a little bit. And that should be it here. Okay, that's it.